Hey YouTube, this is on the Prepper One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground. This is Inauguration Day for President Trump. So in a few hours, he will be our next president of the United States. Right now, it's about 23 degrees outside. So we're gonna make this short and sweet because it is cold. Let's get right into it. The most disturbing news I received was when I woke up was that President Biden is going to pardon some individuals. Now, these individuals have not been charged with any crime as of yet. But good old General Mark Milley, Dr. Fauci, and members of Congress and the staff who served on the select committee investigating the January 6th incident. Also, U.S. Capitol Police, D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified in front of the Congress, they were all given pardons for crimes they have not even been charged with. I truly believe this is because there will be found out people lied under oath. A lot of things have been coming forward now, but these guys and gals are protected now. This is such a travesty of justice. I cannot even comprehend why President Biden would have done this other than protect his people. This is a letter, an email I got from a person that lives in Middle Tennessee. I'm in the area of Middle Tennessee where there's a lot of commercial poultry farms. I live on a sleepy country road and typically see one semi-trailer from this poultry firm once weekly. Today has been a steady stream of trucks by my house, easily between 12 to 24 trucks so far. It's not even 2 p.m. This is unheard of. I've been here for 12 years, never seen anything like this. Really not sure what to make of it. So definitely something being moved in, moved out, I don't know. Another story, U.S. chicken producer Purdue Farm just announced they're going to be closing one of their facilities in, I think it's Monterey, Tennessee. 433 employees will lose their job on March 28th. Now, in small areas in the country, 433 employees being laid off is very big news. This came from a viewer, just like you, an average person that was living in Southern California. As a viewer of your show, I want to tell you that I made it through the Eaton Canyon fire, and this was in Southern California, that spread to my neighborhood in a very short amount of time. I had less than 3 hours to pack my car and leave. Having been through many mountain fires before, I can tell you that this one was the scariest I've ever seen. I've never seen winds between 80 and 100 miles an hour. As I was packing, it reminded me of what I saw on the Maui fires. My family and I tried to sleep overnight in the car parked in front of a police station, so they left their house. Early the next morning, around 7 o'clock, we drove back to our home to see if it was still there. Thank God it was still there. The firefighters had stopped the fire line 4 houses up the street from mine, and the lady sent pictures, and I appreciated those pictures. We went inside in the smoke-filled home and rested a while. We soon found that we were blocked inside our home because if we have left, police would not let us back into our home. Every entrance to the burn area is blocked off as there were looters. We were in our home from Wednesday through Sunday with no power. I had a working landline phone and a gas oven, plus an emergency crank radio, and lots of blankets to keep warm. The power came back on, and she also said that she met with her neighbors after this, and people were helping each other. Right now, we're just trying to find our way back to normalcy. The city won't let us drink the water, but we have prepper water, so we're okay so far. I was pretty prepped for almost everything that I could afford. I knew I would have trouble with the refrigerator, but I didn't want a gas generator as I'm elderly and it would be hard to deal with the gasoline and pull the chain. So I talked to my son. He's going to help me find something to keep the refrigerator going. My next hunt will be for some kind of generator that is not gasoline powered. She included some photographs. And just, I can't imagine what this lady went through and all those people. I actually can, because right on that hill, many years ago, there was a massive fire. I think 10 or 12,000 acres burned. I was actively protecting my property with lots of sprinklers, lots of fire hoses, lots of things that preppers have. But we didn't have the 80 to 100 mile an hour winds like they did. She goes on to say, she said, thank you for putting out all the prepper news and all the hints. So that was good. I'm glad to see that people are listening and preparing at a high level. So pray for all those people in California, and still pray for the people in North Carolina. It's not over. There's many years of recovery. Let's switch into Advance Auto. Advance Auto is going to be closing a bunch of stores, I think 700 stores. And you take that with 500 Big Lot stores, you take that 700 Party City, definitely harder and harder to make money in this atmosphere. Hopefully President Trump will reverse this and get us on a better course. Intel is eliminating 1 in every 8 jobs in Oregon. It's going to reduce about 3,000 positions. It's just basically cutting costs. A study came out, another study, it said children exposed to higher fluoride levels found to have lower IQs. Pending home sales fell in the month of December 4.5%. So for the year, it dropped 2.3%. Also, 40,000 home purchases agreements, so people signed contracts in December. 40,000 of these were canceled. This is probably because of the weekly 30-year fixed mortgage rate has climbed to 7.04%. Southwest Airlines, they're pausing corporate hiring and promotions. They're suspending most of its summer internship. Just basically major cost cutting, trying to become more profitable. You've heard of the Chinese hackers that got into the U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen's computer, also some other people. They did call this a major incident, and this happened in December. California Air Resource Boards sent a letter out to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency saying that they're withdrawing its prior waiver request that would force a transition from diesel to zero-emission trucks in the state. Basically, they want to get rid of big diesel trucks, big semis. That's amazing that they would even think they could conduct business in California without semis. Semis are the backbone of the economy, the backbone of our logistics. So finally, they smartened up when they realized. Joann's, the store Joann's, is laying off about 661 people. Amazon's announced 200 employees of the North America store unit being laid off. As you saw, TikTok is still in business. This is what they said: in agreement with our service providers, TikTok is in the process of restoring service. We thank President Trump for providing necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers. So President Trump just got a big boost with a lot of young kids. A lot of young kids, TikTok is their life. They don't care really what happens in Washington. But when you affect TikTok, these kids take notice. So President Trump probably got a lot more popular with 170 million Americans that use TikTok. The Supreme Court announced that they might be hearing a case from a group of Maryland parents. They opted out of a program in this public school system that promotes LGBT lifestyle. The lower court ruled that they didn't really have a case. They didn't bring a proper case, so it went pushed up to the Supreme Court. So hopefully they rule that they can have their children removed from this time of indoctrination. And basically it teaches kids about gender transition, pride parades, same-sex romances between young children. So pray that the Supreme Court will allow this, because the school districts say if you don't like it, basically you have to leave the school and go to a public or a private school or some type of other schooling, homeschool. The government just awarded Moderna $590 million to develop a bird flu vaccine. Now this is on top of the $176 million they just gave them. So a lot of money is being spent right now with this company and many other companies that are working on a bird flu vaccine. Basically, only 70 people in the United States have been affected by it. Most of these are farm workers that come in contact with birds. Only one person has died. I think that person was in the South Louisiana. So they say the risk to the general public is low. So we'll see what happens on that. So there you go, some quick boots on the ground. I find it amazing that this lady, her house survived, so very thankful for that. But still, all those people that were affected, so continue praying. Thanks for watching.